There is a Michael Jordan sighting in today's top 5 cards, but we have some other men's basketball, women's basketball, football, and baseball to talk about as well. We'll give you the top 5 cards next. Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another Top 5 Tuesday. So much happening in the sports card world right now. So many cards going up and down, lots to dive into today. And of course, today's top 5 is sponsored by Whatnot. Whatnot has awesome live auctions every day and night starting at just $1 for packs, boxes, breaks, singles, and more. It's a lot of fun, and if you scan the QR code on your screen or use this special link in our show description below, you'll get $15 in free credit when you sign up for Whatnot. All right, guys, we've got a very special announcement tonight, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the first time ever. Our Market Movers live stream is going public. Normally, it's just for Market Movers members, but tonight we're going to open it up for the whole entire world to see. We want you to join. That is over on the Market Movers YouTube channel, a different YouTube channel from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. Join Teapot and I live on the Market Movers channel. All right, let's start today's look at the sports card market with the Market Pulse by Market Movers. Over the last 7 days, this is good news. The SCI 500 index of the 500 most prominent sports cards has ticked back up 0.8%. I say this is good news because normally the sports card market cools down in October, and last week the market was down, but this past week things have picked back up. It's great to see. Over the last 30 days, we're up almost 3%, and on the year, we are up almost 6%, making this the best performing sports card market at this time of the year since all the way back in 2020. Great news to see indeed. But now let's talk about some of the cards that are going up and down the most that are affecting the market. It's time for today's top 5. All right, we're starting today with a cold card because it's a reminder that sometimes the hottest cards on this show, they eventually have to cool down, and that is the case right now with Caitlin Clark. Now, this might be a little bit surprising because Caitlin Clark was one of the hottest players in the entire sports card market this year. Her cards have gone crazy. She was on the top 5 a bunch of times. But look, this happens even to the best players, that when their season ends and they get into the off season, the hype starts to die down a little bit and their sports card prices tend to drop a little bit with it, which is why the old adage is true that it's often best to buy in the off season, buy during those low points, and we're entering a low point right now with Caitlin Clark, so there might be some very good buying opportunity ahead. Caitlin went straight from the college national championship game to the NBA. Don't forget, she had very little time off. She was playing back in that college national championship earlier this year, then immediately jumped into the WNBA season, where she led the Fever back to the playoffs. After a 7-year drought, she was crowned the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year and absolutely really changed the outlook of women's basketball, it seems, with the amount of fan attention that has been brought to it. So I think her cards are going to be very sought after for many years to come. Keep close attention to what Caitlin Clark's card market is doing this offseason. They might go down a little bit more from here. When they hit that bottoming out point, when they start to plateau and pick back up, guys, I would suggest considering buying some because I think Caitlin Clark's cards are probably a great long-term hold, but at the moment they are dipping. And here we are in Market Movers taking a look at some of those cards. This is her 2022 Bowman's Best University card. We're going to look at that in PSA 10 condition. We're also going to look at the refractor of that card as well. Nice looking card. I like the look of that card in PSA 10 condition. Also, her 2022 Best of 2022 autographs card from Bowman's Best University. We'll look at that in PSA 10 condition. And her 2022 Bowman Chrome University. This is her first Bowman card. We're going to look at that in PSA 10 condition. And then finally, from 2024, it is her Panini Instant Draft Night card in PSA 10 condition. We're going to look at that as well. And you can see on the graph over the last 30 days, all of these cards have started to soften now that she is in the off season. In fact, these cards are down anywhere between about 2% and down all the way at 60% down over the course of the last 30 days. The one that has dropped the most is that 2022 Bowman's Best Refractor in PSA 10. 30 days ago, somebody paid $217 for that card. It most recently sold for $85. So that's a pretty big drop on that one. The other one that's dropped significantly is the 2024 Panini Instant Draft card. That one in PSA 10 condition 30 days ago was $405. Most recently sold for only $270. So a $135 drop on that card in the last 30 days. Now, the one thing you do have to be worried about with Caitlin Clark's cards is there are new sets that are starting to come out now that feature more and more of her cards. So Select Basketball, for example, just came out, WNBA Select Basketball. So more of her cards are hitting the market. You're also going to see Prism coming out in the future. That will flood the market with more of her cards. But I do think if you consider buying maybe some of these 2022 Bowman Chrome cards, her first Bowman cards from college, just pay attention to her prices this offseason. I don't know that right now is the time to buy, but I do think there are some good times to buy coming up. And of course, Market Movers, if you track the graphs every day in Market Movers, it can really help you figure out the right time to buy. But now let's talk about cards going up. And today's investment card of the week is no other than Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And in particular, Michael Jordan's 1998 Skybox EX Century Dunk and Go Nuts card. Guys, I love this card. It's one of my favorite late 90s basketball inserts. I've owned this Michael Jordan card before. I owned Kobe Bryant's Dunk and Go Nuts, Vince Carter's Dunk and Go Nuts. It's one of my favorite sets, insert sets from the late 1990s. Now, you do have to be careful with these cards because these Dunk and Go Nuts cards, the acetate tends to yellow. So you will find some copies of these cards, even some that are graded really high, like PSA 10 versions of these cards, where the card has yellowed over time, and it's just not as attractive. It doesn't have the same level of eye appeal. Other ones you find that are perfectly clear acetate with very little yellowing at all. So make sure you're paying attention to what the card looks like visually if you're going to buy one of these Dunk and Go Nuts cards. But I think these are fantastic ones to own. Here's a little interesting fact. These cards were produced by Skybox without licensing from Dunkin' Donuts. And Dunkin' Donuts did not take kindly to this. They sent Skybox a letter. I think they got like a cease and desist letter. And that's why you did not see this insert set in future years. I always assumed it was a licensed insert set. It was some type of collaboration with Dunkin' Donuts. Apparently that wasn't the case. Skybox just went rogue and did it on their own. But I'm glad they did it. For the 1 year they did, let's look at what these cards look like. And here it is on the screen in Market Movers, a nice copy without any yellowing being displayed here. And we're going to look at this card in a whole bunch of different grades. We're going to look at it in PSA 10, PSA 9, PSA 8, PSA 7, BGS 9.5, and BGS 9. And over the last 180 days, guess what? Every single one of these grades has gone up. In fact, specifically, these cards are up anywhere between about 10% and all the way up at 69%. Over the course of the last 6 months. Great increases to see. The PSA 10s got from $8,200 to $9,000. Let's see, the BGS 9.5 has gone from a little bit under $4,000 to a little bit over $5,000. And the BGS 9 has gone from around $2,000 all the way up to $3,500. Of course, subgrades can matter a little bit, as well as, whether the card has yellowed or not on what these actually sell for. But the market trend is pretty clear on these. If you have any Dunk and Go Nuts card, especially one of Michael Jordan's, you probably are pretty happy with how it has appreciated over the last 6 months. But now let's turn our attention to players playing today. And in the number 5 spot on today's list, it is Sabrina Ionescu, the guard for the New York Liberty and now a WNBA champion. Yes, Sabrina and her teammates led the Liberty to their first WNBA championship. And although she actually wasn't great in Game 5, she had a really rough shooting night in the decisive game. She had been great in this series up to that point. And of course, Sabrina came into the league with very big expectations. She was the first overall pick back in the 2020 WNBA draft. She established herself as a star quite quickly. And during the postseason run this year for the Liberty, she averaged almost 17 points per game, on almost 40% shooting. So although her final game wasn't as good, she certainly did her part throughout the entire postseason to really lift the Liberty and put them in position for that championship. She had some great moments in the championship series before the final game as well, and those moments, guess what, caused her card prices to go up. And let's take a look at those card prices here in Market Movers. This is her 2020 WNBA Prism base card. We're going to look at that in PSA 10 and PSA 9. We're also going to look at the silver version of that card in PSA 9 and in raw condition. And then finally, we're going to look at her 2020 Prism WNBA signatures in PSA 10. And you can see here on the screen over the last 30 days, all of these are up, particularly here over the last week or so as she worked her way to that NBA championship. Over the last 30 days, these cards are up anywhere between about 10% and all the way up at over 52%. Her Prism base in PSA 10 went from $95 30 days ago to $118 today. In PSA 9, it's gone from $31 to $43. Her Prism Silver in PSA 9 has gone from around $86 to $125. And in raw, it has nudged up from $50 to $55. And then finally, on the high end, how about this, guys? Her 2020 Prism WNBA Signatures card in PSA 10 condition. 30 days ago, you could have bought it for $460. But now, as of the last sale, that thing is worth $700. That is a $240 increase in just 30 days. Let's stick with basketball for the number 4 spot, but we're going to go to men's basketball and possibly the steal of the last NBA draft. Dalton Knecht, the guard for the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, he's probably not the player that people remember the Lakers actually drafting in the last draft. You guys might remember, a guy named Bronny James. But Knecht is the guy who actually will probably make the bigger overall difference for the Lakers. The Lakers picked him 17th overall in the last NBA draft, and he has really shined in the NBA Summer League. He averaged over 21 points per game. And so far in the preseason, the 5 preseason games he played leading up to the regular season, he averaged 18 points per game, which included also a 35-point explosion against the Suns, and 25 of those points came in the fourth quarter and overtime. This has put him on the map of basketball card collectors. Maybe even some baseball card collectors are paying attention to him too at this point, because there's a lot of people out there right now that are scooping up Knecht's cards. Let's take a look in Market Movers. And here are some of those cards in Market Movers. This is his 2023 Bowman Chrome University first Bowman card from his days back at Tennessee. This one we're going to look at in PSA 10 condition. We're also going to look at the pink refractor version of that card in PSA 10 condition as well. And we're going to look at the regular refractor version of that card in PSA 10 condition. Then we're going to go back to his 2023 Bowman's Best University autograph. We're going to look at the refractor version of this card in PSA 9 condition. That one's numbered to 125. And then we're going to look at the gold number to 50 version of that card in raw condition. Now, of course, he doesn't have pro cards out yet. He only has these college cards as of this point. So these are the ones that people are currently scooping up. He'll have pro cards starting to come out as this NBA season goes along. But for now, those who have scooped up his college cards have been quite rewarded, because look at this. Over the last 30 days, these cards are up anywhere between about 47%, and all the way up at 337%. 30 days ago, you could have got his 2023 Bowman Chrome University base card in PSA 10 condition for a little bit over $13. Most recently sold for $59. Man, that is not a bad 30-day flip there. The pink refractor has gone from $26 to $90. The regular refractor has gone from $31 to $65. His gold out of 50 autograph from Bowman's Best in raw conditions gone from $150 to $220. And the PSA 9 of the regular refractor of that autograph has gone from $91 all the way up to $239. A $148 increase in just 30 days. Let's turn our attention to football for the number 3 spot today, and it is Dorian Thompson-Robinson, yes, the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, has found his way into today's top 5 cards. Now, the Browns actually had a pretty successful 2023 campaign with Joe Flacco leading the team. And this year, many people expected the Browns to be actually pretty good. Many people expected Deshaun Watson to actually come out improved and lead the team. Maybe they'd even be better than last year. Of course, the absolute opposite has happened. The Browns were actually dreadful this year under Deshaun Watson, and then that whole time period came crashing to an end this past Sunday against the Bengals when Watson suffered a season-ending Achilles injury. So the Browns trotted out Dorian Thompson-Robinson to take over for Watson in that game. Now, he did struggle in the passing game against the Bengals defense, but he did showcase his running ability. He rushed for 3 times for 44 yards. Now, we don't know for sure if DTR is going to be the Browns starter for the rest of the season, or they might switch to Jameis Winston as their starter. But look, there's enough people out there, there's enough football card speculators out there that are willing to take the chance that there's been a lot of people scooping up DTR's cards over the last few days, and that has been causing prices to surge. And we're looking now at some of those cards in Market Movers. This is his 2023 Prism Disco in PSA 10 condition. He was a rookie last year in 2023. This is his 2023 Rookie Autograph Pink. We're going to look at that one in raw condition. We're going to look at his 2023 Rookie Autograph Silver in raw condition as well. How about his 2023 Rated Rookies Autograph Blue number to 99? Let's look at that in raw condition. And then finally, his 2023 Contenders Optic Rookie Ticket Auto Silver in raw condition as well. And you can see on the chart, especially over the last few days on the right of the chart, all of these things really jumping up in the sports card market. In fact, these cards over the last 30 days are up anywhere between 50% and all the way up at 477%. Man, people have lost their minds with some of these DTR cards. His Prism Disco PSA 10's gone from $18 to $44. His Prism Rookie Autograph Pink Raw Condition has gone from only $6 now all the way up to over $37. From $6 to $37 in 30 days. Wow. The silver version of that rookie autograph's gone from $35 to $52 in raw condition. His Optic Rated Rookie Autograph Blue has gone from $19 to $52. That's a big gain as well. And his Contenders Rookie Ticket Auto Silver has gone from $16 to $52. There's nothing quite like getting your NFL career suddenly revived by getting a chance again to maybe be the starter. You can see that right here in DTR's card prices. Now let's go with a slightly more established quarterback for the number 2 spot today. It is Jared Goff, the quarterback of the Detroit Lions. You know, just a little bit more established, right? Man, Jared Goff has looked outstanding this season, and he's doing it in the toughest division in the NFL, the NFC North. Unbelievably difficult this year, but the Lions may just win it. On Sunday, the Lions handed the Vikings their first loss of the season, and Goff has been playing outstanding. He's one of the top 5 favorites to win the MVP award this year, averaging almost 270 passing yards per game. And I saw a stat that the Lions, I think it was in their last 5 games, the Lions have scored more touchdowns than Goff has thrown incompletions. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? That might have been the last 3 games. But whatever it was, the stat is unbelievable how accurate Jared Goff has been this season. Now, here's one word of warning. The last 18 quarterbacks who lost the Super Bowl have never made it back to the Super Bowl. And don't forget, Jared Goff lost the Super Bowl with the Rams a few years back. So if he actually makes it back with the Lions, he'll be the first quarterback in a long time to break that streak. So we got to watch out a little bit, but that is not stopping football card collectors from scooping up Jared Goff's cards. Let's take a look at some of his rookie cards. This is his 2016 Prism Silver. We're also going to look at his 2016 Optic Hollow. We're going to look at his 2016 Optic Base card, and then also his 2016 Donruss Base card. All of these in PSA 10 condition, and you can see from the graph all of these moving up nicely in the sports card market over the last 30 days. Honestly, these cards are still probably very undervalued compared to how good he's playing. But he just doesn't get as much hype as a lot of other quarterbacks, so his cards are still a little bit sleepy in the market. But it is nice to at least see them going up. In fact, anywhere between 12% and 89% up over the last 30 days. His Prism Silver PSA 10 was $226 30 days ago. Now it's $253. That card is a population of 612 in PSA 10, which actually is very small compared to the population of quarterbacks from like 2020 onward, if you're looking at like their Prism base cards and some of their other cards. In Jared Goff's case, by the way, back in 2016, he did not have a Prism base card. The rookies just had Prism Silver cards. So his Prism Silver is kind of the equivalent of a Prism base of a quarterback from the last few seasons, yet there's a lot less of them out there. So maybe not a bad card to scoop up even still. His Optic Holo has gone from $102 to $140 in the last 30 days. His Optic Base has gone from $46 up to $87, and his Donruss Base has gone from $47 to about $64 over the last 30 days. A nice rise for Goff's cards. I don't know. If they continue to roll the way they've been rolling, I think these could go up even more. All right, we've reached that point in the show. It's time for today's number one card, but before I give it to you, let me remind you that all of the charts and graphs from today's episode are from Market Movers, and you can try Market Movers for free. We've opened it up even more, so you can play around with it completely for free. Go to the App Store on your phone and search for Market Movers in the App Store. Download the Market Movers app. Try it out. I think you're really going to like what you see. And I also think you're going to like what you've seen from the number one player on today's list. Are you ready? It is no other than Juan Soto. Of course, we had to have one of the heroes of the Yankees or the Dodgers in today's show, and Juan Soto is definitely the guy. It is perhaps no surprise that the Yankees have found themselves in the World Series competing against the Dodgers. They've been two of the best teams all season long. Soto, a big reason for the Yankees' success this season. He made a big splash last offseason when he was traded from the Padres to the Yankees, and that trade really paid off for the Yankees, as Soto had a clutch home run late in Game 5 of the American League Championship Series that pushed the Yankees into the World Series. Now, this will be Soto's second appearance in the World Series. Don't forget that he won the World Series back in 2019 with the Washington Nationals, but now he gets a chance to do it with the Yankees. Let's take a look at a variety of his cards here in Market Movers. This is his 2018 Topps Chrome Update base card. We've also got his 2018 Topps Update Gold, number to 2018. We're going to look at that in PSA 10 condition. That's a nice higher end card. Also, one of his higher end cards is this 2018 Topps Update SP Variation, Hands on Hips. We're going to look at that one in PSA 10 condition. We're going to look at his 2018 Topps Update Rainbow Foil card in PSA 10 condition, his 2018 Topps Chrome Update Rookie Debut card in PSA 10 condition, and then finally his 2016 Bowman Chrome First Bowman Prospects card in PSA 9 condition. All of these up very nicely over the last 30 days, and a lot of sales volume on these cards as well. In fact, that 2018 Topps Chrome base card in PSA 10 has sold almost 100 times over the last 30 days. This is not a rare card at all. Population on this card, as you can see here in Market Movers, is over 13,000. That is a huge pop count on that card, but it doesn't matter. That card has been going up 45% over the last 30 days because there's so much demand for Juan Soto's cards right now. 30 days ago, you could have scooped that card up for less than $70, and today it's over $100 for that 2018 Topps Chrome base card in PSA 10 condition. His 2018 Topps Update Gold card has gone from $1,140 all the way up to $1,500 over the last 30 days. His SP variation's gone from $475 to $610. His Topps Update Rainbow Foil from 2018 has gone from $255 to $395 in PSA 10 in the last 30 days. His rookie debut from Topps Chrome PSA 10 was less than $40. Today, it is close to $50. And then finally, his 2016 Bowman Chrome First Prospect Auto Card, PSA 9, has gone from $1,080 to $1,220 over the last 30 days. What a month for Juan Soto's cards. Now, where do they go from here? Well, that probably depends how the Yankees do against the Dodgers here over the next week or two, so stay tuned. Speaking of tuning in, tune in tonight to that special live stream we're doing 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time tonight over on the Market Movers YouTube channel. That is a different YouTube channel. Go search for the Market Movers YouTube channel. We'll see you live there. I'll be live 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. And don't forget to download the Market Movers app to your phone. Search Market Movers in the App Store. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you soon with our next episode. Take care.